Barry Tompkins. Barry is a 40-year network television veteran. He is a play-by-play broadcaster, a 4-time Emmy Award winner, and in 2006 was voted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame for his work as a boxing commentator.
You know, I've been so lucky in my career, being in the right place at the right time on more than one occasion. And so, I mean, if you were to ask me what's the single best event that I ever broadcast, I would probably have to say it was the Sugar Ray Leonard-Marvin Hagler fight, which was more about the event than it was about the fight. I've done better fights than that, but that was the biggest event that I can remember doing. I did Wimbledon for 14 years, so I was really lucky in that regard. I did the French Open for 8 years. I did the last 2 Triple Crown winners in horse racing. So I've really been so lucky. It's really hard for me to point to any one and say this was the highlight of my career. But I would have to say, just in terms of the enormity of the event, it was probably the Hagler-Leonard fight.
But some of the most important things he learned came from a surprising source.
When I was in high school, I had a singing group. We had a rock and roll group, and it was a mixed group. We had I was Jewish, one of the guys was Irish, and we had 2 black guys in the group. And that was in the 1950s, and it was very unusual. And we were lucky enough to make a record and travel around the country for more than a year. And that was the first time I ever experienced anything that resembled racism or anti-Semitics or anything like that was with that group. And it was a really good learning experience for me. And that really was my college, to be honest with you. And I've always valued that education probably as much as had I have gone to 4 years of college. I kind of learned on the street, but doing what I do, I feel very comfortable in any kind of situation. I could be in a formal situation like we were tonight, or I feel just as comfortable, being in the inner city and talking to people on the street. And it was all of that from having that mixed group in high school when it wasn't happening very much that I think taught me that.